Welcome to earnings season, ladies and gentlemen. I have your watch list for April 25th, 2019. And I have to start off by asking you, did you really think it was going to be that easy? Hey, we're just going to run up into earnings every single day. Today, it was interesting, but I guess looking after hours, it looks like things ended up okay. We got a bunch of different stocks here. Different reports after hours. Which ones were the main ones we were watching? Microsoft, Facebook, Boeing, they have their report today, but after hours, there's PayPal, I believe Visa, and Tesla too. These happened all after hours, but this is your watch list for tomorrow, but all of these are going to be ones to watch. We have another huge earnings day coming, so be prepared, be ready, and just be safe. But Thursday's better. So if you didn't watch the watch list video yesterday, we talked about the strategy for the option traders, pushing it into the wall with the expirations. But I'm excited. I hope you guys are hyped, man. Before anything, the most important thing, we need you to post your watch list. Yes, you, whoever's listening. Like, seriously, though, you have to, because you guys can't sleep. We had a 9-hour stream today, okay? So you guys have to be on. We were on stream for the conference call, so we're going to do that tomorrow. I think we're going to do it again with Amazon, so stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. But you have to post your watch list. We said this on stream. If there's not 300 comments, I don't know if we will even go live tomorrow, so I don't know. This is on you, watch list. This is on you, stream. This is on you, Colt. But I need you guys in the game because there's a lot. I'm even going to use for this video there's my tasty. I was double checking earnings for you guys, making sure the times and everything. We're going to use tomorrow. We're going to use yesterday's watch list. Some of these continuations come into play. So I already recorded this video and I was like, I talk a lot, but I really want you guys to listen. But I got to give you what's in the title, man. Just watch these. These are going to be plays for tomorrow. Here's just straight away on the option chain. Watch Microsoft in these options because it's a lower volatility because, again, there's going to be Microsoft, Facebook, and Biogen. Those are three specific options, but watch specifically the 132s for this week and next week and anything. It all depends on where it opens at in the money. But watch those because those held up cheaper closer to the money. The Facebooks were a little crazy, but if Facebook goes crazy around 200, watch these. But even the 207s, those are the ones that I picked up earlier today. And then Biogen, this one was 1,000% runner today. It slipped under our nose. I think they got even lower at one point. On some of them, they were crazier if you wanted to sell out. But watch these. They held up, just under 1,000% at one point, but still up 500, 600%. So watch those. Those are your three easy picks. And then Goldman Sachs and that news that came out. Do not sleep on that. And then, everything else I talk about. So enjoy it. Bye. A lot of different plays happen, and then we're going to talk about the earnings tomorrow. Again, we're going to get to, we don't have to guess on these anymore, so thankfully we'll just have to react. But after hours, we're going to get some plays, and now you saw Facebook go all the way down, only to shoot up, I think, about 4 or 5%, 6.8%. It did touch 200 at one point, so we have a lot of these to talk about. So drop a like on the video, guys. You have to do that too. So we need those 300 comments. The best way, you guys, is post your watch list. I'm going to assign you guys some different segments here. So if we should have some groups focus on these, pay attention. There was a lot of movers. Even today, surprisingly, for a Wednesday, I surprisingly made a lot more trades than usual. So if you got the stream alerts, you got like 20 messages today. There was a lot. Not all of them were trades, but different even segments of news. And maybe I should talk about that first, even because to give you, we didn't do the recap because we were streaming, but we were watching Boeing, and we had updates throughout the stream because they did their conference call and they didn't give guidance for the 737 MAX. So they were kind of sketchy with it, but investors liked it, surprisingly. But watch how it plays out. We got to put, I thought they were going to say something surprising on there, but I got the put for next week. So watch Boeing. That came on the list, and obviously I switched back from Facebook, which was it was amazing, and they even had a cool feature. They're going to I think they're going to become a sales company in doing people's ads so that they're compliant now. That is what made this thing go crazy during the conference call. So watch how that plays out tomorrow. Analyst upgrades. I think analysts are going to go crazy over that. Oh my God. So watch out for that. That's going to be good. And then Microsoft too. So these are all reported today after hours and are going to be the ones to watch. So Microsoft did amazing as well. Amazing future guidance, even into 2020. So that's looking out all around great for them. These are going to be good to play. The out of the monies were both cheap on these. Both of the out of monies costed about a quarter. I got next week's for like 40 cents. So tomorrow is going to be a play, and what you need to watch is the continuations. If it is going to continue, it's going to be Thursday, and how you're going to play them, because there is going to be contracts in the money and falling out of the money, and we have a great example with Disney, and that's going to be one to watch too. If you guys didn't see that thing beasted today regardless, new 52-week highs. I'd watch it. The contracts may not be cheap till tomorrow, so we're going to have to keep our eyes out for that. So Disney's one that I like, but I like this stock. I like what it's doing, but the option prices aren't too favorable. But there's an example with the option that leads us to it for you guys on the option chains the option traders. This one happened today. These contracts, because again, I don't think anybody, not even the market itself, was expecting it to go this high. I believe it was these ones, the 136s, and I think we played these. No, we played closer to the money. They opened at 10 cents, went up to 60 cents, came back down to like 20. You would have realistically bought them at 30, but then they went up to 70. No, was that it? I think it was the 135s then. One of them went down to like 7 cents, but these are like 20 cents again. But very impressive, but that's kind of what you want. This kind of like, it's a pattern of it goes up and then comes down, but then that all depends on the underlying stock. You pretty much need the stock to rip up, drop, and then bounce, and then continue and rally up. So a few names were doing that, but at the same time, these types of moves happen during earnings season. So that's why I'm saying pay attention for these. I got a Facebook. I'm going to be close to the money. I think I got like 207. So I paid pretty cheap amount for them today. They're going to be up because they're still the Thursday, Friday. But even then, for you guys, and I think this is going to be the number one question for you guys for option plays. And again, consult with a financial advisor, and even both, if you're gambling on these, paper trade these guys and learn from them. But my best, I guess, pro tip I could give you is that option prices are going to be the most expensive early in the morning. And it is a Thursday, so if it expires on the weekly, even if it's not a Thursday, understand it depends on the pop. But there's two things that's going to happen. They could pop up. I'm trying to think of an example that has happened where it's going to pop up. I think Qualcomm's a good example where it's going to pop up. I think my Qualcomm examples were the best example, actually. So if you haven't seen that video, we've posted it a few times. I'm still in the trade, actually. We bought it on this account, actually, if you were here live. So again, I got to be on the stream, man. Shout out to Colt. Shout out Chad. Man, I love Chad. Chad's a good guy. Where is it? Yeah, we bought them for 30 cents, the 75s. Wait, was it 80s? Wait, what? I got 80s? I thought I was at 75s this whole time. No way. Did that? No. That was a weekly. It's 75s. I'm tripping. I have to. Let's just go here. Yeah, 75s. Okay. Whew. Slow down, Josh. Slow down. But where is it? So June's. But this did exactly what I'm saying. If this is what happens with earnings, where at the morning, that's where the more likely to where you're going to get the money. This is how it's going to look. You might have contracts that are going to gap up like this, and you're going to have it's a window. I'm trying to, not a Little John song. I'm trying to zoom in here though, but but isn't that funny actually? Wow. That just came naturally, but I'm telling you guys, push the contracts. I said push them into the wall, and now I'm talking to you about the window. Yeah, that deserves an air horn, but we'll keep it serious and on topic here, so do that with the chat, and everybody better contribute tomorrow. I want those comments, and you better like the video. This is serious, man. I'm stopping to just remind you, this is game time, ladies and gentlemen. This is earnings season. No issue day. But look for this where you're going to have that window. I'm trying to see literally the duration. You're going to have some time pretty much where it's going to have that extended IV. That's going to happen at open with a lot of these contracts and what's going on with them. So when you're playing that, understand you're going to either have to sell there, but some could drop, and then some could do what Disney did. And look at this one, did it over a longer scale because it's June. But take a look at the April 75, or I guess the 75. Even then, if we do look at the April 75, it probably did kind of similar. It opened at $8. It dropped to $4, though. So, again, that was it dropping through the premium, but it ended up going up, but not as much. But I'm sure if you pick some of the out of the monies, they're still kind of holding. It's not too bad. But, they're actually, definitely not what they used to be. But keep that in mind. So when you're playing these off of earnings and you're up, you have to decide, do you want to sell at open? If you do have, remember, a little bit amount of time, probably the sooner the better to take it. But again, every stock is going to move individually. You guys have to really understand that with earnings. That's what this market is showing us. We opened up with the markets, barely closing red, and individual names all over the place, and now we have all these earnings. It's going to send a bunch of things out of whack. There was a bunch of other plays too. that we have to watch there. And even coming into tomorrow, I forgot even that reported, like XLNX dropped. These were after hours, and then, keep an eye out for them. CMG even moved, and then First 5 a little bit, but then we watched Tesla. That was an interesting call. And a lot of these we're going to go over pre-market, but there's no point in even speculating on what happened with them now or where they're trading at. We have to see that in the morning, and then we're going to make our analysis even with the options and the trades. But what you could do now for all of you, and you guys didn't listen to me on First 5 when I gave you homework, so hopefully you guys will listen this time. Go look up. I did this with Now. Nobody listened, so I made the trade. I didn't tell anybody. It was the first time I did that in a while, man. I had to keep it from y'all. But with ServiceNow, or what you guys need to go do is go read the earnings report. Just be prepared, understand what happened with PayPal, Visa, Tesla, Facebook, everything, so you can have an idea, and then we'll be prepared and just understand what the market's going to interpret, and then any news from there, we'll be able to go from there. But all those companies reported, and those that's not even touching the list. But as far as now coming into tomorrow, watching for again, a lot of continuation plays, a lot of random plays, even down to Qualcomm, and a lot of stuff to look at. That's why I'm saying you guys should all attach yourself to maybe one stock, but everyone likes to pair up on the same ones. But in the morning, I highlighted the ones that I think are going to be important. Again, these don't matter because in the same respect of our guesstimates, we're going to see what happens where they're at. But UPS, I'm going to look for an opportunity with the contracts. We were watching FedEx the last few weeks. If you guys have been subscribed, 3M might do something, but they're reporting in the morning. They kind of move like IBM, so we'll see. Similar option chain too. Altria, I want to see estimates for cigarette sales and how they're factoring that in, and see kind of how guidance affects them. I'm interested to see also their current earnings. There's Raytheon as well, but I want to see kind of now how the last of the defense one. I think we're still waiting for NOC to report, but I want to see how it reports, but I'm not usually a fan of it. Same thing with the airlines in Southwest. They're in the morning. And then WWE and Waste Management. You guys love these stocks. That's why I put them in red. I don't know about them, but a lot of people have eyes on them. A lot of people bring them, so they could move. And again, it's earnings season, so you never know. And that's why, my guess is as good as yours. It doesn't even matter. That's why it's called gambling. So then there's that, and then Valero as well. Again, even how oil is, but we saw what happened with Halliburton, so it wasn't too crazy. And then after hours is the big boys, ladies and gentlemen. So now Facebook it's giving you a curveball. Amazon dropped today. Facebook dropped today. Facebook absolutely killed it in different respects too. If we will go over the Facebook report, but essentially, maybe I'll just tell you now, they had a $3 billion legal fee, but their growth was still there, but they reported it lower because the one-time charge-off, but excluding the charge-off, they did fine. So they did good, and I have a theory on it. I might have to make another video, but we'll see how Amazon did. Facebook did grow. They reported those bad numbers, but the market took it very positively. But then again, a lot of people were expecting negative from Facebook. So expectations with Amazon are going to be important. I think it's pricing in a $40 move on the option chain. So be on the lookout for that. I think we might have to actually do an example of that. Yeah, I'll do a quick example. You guys refresh your memory, and even then, I want to get you guys in the habit. This is what I asked people to do today on stream with ServiceNow. They missed it. You guys, it's super quick and easy. It gets you in the habit of understanding options, and then you could contribute. So and again, we got a lot for earnings, man. I need you all in the game. So be there. Come on. Learn to price these in. So all you got to do, take the ones at the money. Simple as that. It's reporting tomorrow. You take the contract and think about it. Think about the word implied volatility. The contract expires on Friday. The market is charging a specific price for it. So there's expectations. If they expect something, it is met by people's money. Everybody knows. Money rules the world. Everybody, that'll tell you how you really feel. If money ain't everything, go ahead and spend some. That is what the market maker is telling you right here. So 1920, it's $2 in the money. So subtract that from the contract price. So $30.75, $2, that's going to leave you with $28.75. So actually, it's pricing at a $28.75 move. So there you go. I was wrong. It was a $40 move prior. So the stock dropped a little bit. It didn't go as much, but now it's dropped. So it's priced in a $20 move or $28 move for earnings. And it's already moved, though, about $100 there. So that'd be like a $120 move total. If you think about that from 180, that's just about a 10% move from 3 days prior to earnings till after, and if they move what the market's implying. But that's how you price it in, because understand, why does that mean the market's pricing it in? Because literally, this is the only place you guys could buy this option. That's the market. And the market is asking $30 for it, but it has $2 of value into it. So realistically, they're charging $28 above that, $28.75. If they thought Amazon was going to go higher than that, they would have charged more. That's why today, look, it's down $12. Like I said yesterday, it was up a lot more. It's pricing like $32 or $40 there. I think it was a little higher. I think at one point when I last priced it in, I think it was at $42. Yeah, it was at $4,200. So again, Amazon moved differently. So that's even coming into Amazon Watch That. But that's the quick example of pricing in the options. Hopefully you made it this far. But at the same time, make this a habit of doing this. All of you guys there, again, let's go, Sparta. Where's my 300? But there's a lot of plays here to focus on. But Amazon's going to be one of the big boys after hours. Then we're going to get Intel. I like them. I'm not going to play them. I don't think. We'll see how they move. But related to the chips, I don't want to play them because I think they already started catching a premium from after the Qualcomm news. So I'm hesitant on that. That's not really my first choice. And they're kind of holding up, but they look good. Again, they kind of had to get, literally, if you put Qualcomm, it looks like Qualcomm. So again, they kind of benefited off that. So we'll see what happens. But again, how they do could affect Qualcomm. So even though it looks like Qualcomm affected them, you might see it inverse. But sometimes there's some things that are literally insulated. And that reminds me, this came up today. I put this out on the stream alerts. And again, if you guys aren't going to be there, or there was so many trades today, even throughout earnings, whatever it is. But even then, if you're just the Colt, get on the stream alerts, check that out. It's the second link in the bio, or it's somewhere down there. It says that with the stock trading boot camp. But Goldman Sachs, this happened today. There was another issue related to the one MDB case with Malaysia and that fraud stuff, but they got fined for it. And again, you saw what happened with fines and earnings on Facebook. But again, you also see how investors can respond. But at the same time, Goldman it moved off of that. And what they were saying with Goldman was that it was the Department of Justice pressured them into doing a guilty verdict. So watch that. We got puts on that, and I like that. Honestly, watch these options. I need someone to sign to this. Again, don't mess up on this. If you guys do this, I'm gonna rub this in your face. We can. I don't know if we could bet with the market, but both every single time frame, this could get messy or at least have a short-term effect. But watch the ones going in and out in the money. But keep this up. I'm gonna really want that in the morning. And again, a various mix of different plays that are moving. Another one that happened even on the alerts today that we went out, we caught this fast on stream, so it got halted almost instantly. Shutterfly, and there's reports that they're gonna get a buyout or a leveraged buyout. So that happened out of nowhere. That happened randomly. So that went up, but they're reporting tomorrow after hours. So watch out for that. But back to the ones reporting tomorrow. I think we stopped at Intel. So Ford is going to be next. They're cheap on the stock. I think that's for the stock traders. I'd play that with the options. If you do own stock, I play that with the stock. I wouldn't trade options on it. If you do own shares, you could think about selling something covered on it. But if it does have a big move, watch it. Auto industry stocks, I think. Even watch GM too. Watch any sympathy plays. And that's what we mean by sympathy plays with a lot of these earnings or when something happens. And it's funny, actually, it's related to Shutterfly. That's actually what I put in the stream alert. I said, watch out for the sympathy plays. I said that on stream. That's what I asked my friend Chad to look for, because when stuff happens, so Ford has some big event, we even are seeing it, even Verizon, and again, that's a continuation play for tomorrow. Watch Verizon, again, so many plays. That started to perk up a little bit, but watch that. But so it's like AT&T and Verizon, but now Shutterfly, when that leverage buyout stuff came out, I said watch out to see, if anybody who's either purchasing them or anybody related to them. But Shutterfly is a pretty unique company. But the thing that makes this Shutterfly thing interesting too, back to that, I'm bouncing all over the place. There's so much, man. Get into it. It's earnings, baby. But it's Shutterfly. Even the CEO resigned in February 2019, and they've been talking about interest of this. So it kind of makes sense on a timeline to give it some time like that. But watch out for that. But I'm saying watch even for the sympathy play through. So Ford reports, watch what that could do to GM. But I don't think I'm going to play Ford. Well, what was that? That was trippy. Grubhub, that's after hours. I don't know if I'm playing that. Starbucks, I might grab. That's a value stock. Watch it. It could get crazy pre-market, but that could be one. And again, it's held up really, really nice. But we have to see. I haven't looked at the option chain. And honestly, thankfully, that the premiums were coming up we're actually so high into some of these earnings. We're even see, like, just like Amazon, last time he priced them, they came down, but Grubhub's bouncing off the bottom there. But it could be, why am I looking at Grubhub? I meant Starbucks. What am I doing? I need Starbucks. I need quality. Well, Starbucks and Grubhub, they go hand in hand, but I'll take the product, not the delivery service. Surprise! That's weird, actually, if I'm talking for growth, huh? But here's the Starbucks. They kind of have came, again, I'm looking for them to come to value. That's what I'm worried about. They've always been expensive and held up. They're pricing it in. If you have to actually watch Starbucks, they've held up. They haven't been affected by anything really negative at all. They've done this. Last time they did this in October, they ripped. If you guys, we had a great earnings play. It was just easy. They just didn't drop. They killed it. They kept going. That's why a lot of the pricing in the contracts, even your weeklies, it's crazy to think about that. Like, look at Starbucks has held its value so well that if you really just bought this weekly, and held it, it's actually pretty decent. So watch out for that, though. They're going to report, but I like them. I might scoop something. We'll see if it does make any good big pre-moves. That is a potential to happen. Then there's Illumina. That's a biotech. Watch out for that. Then Juniper. That's kind of an obscure one. So is kind of Beat. I think some people like Beat as well. But Juniper, watch out for that. I'm going to watch the option chain on that, but that's an interesting one if you guys want to look into that. And then other ones, and again, this is a list. This isn't a full, complete list. I'm just highlighting notable ones on the earnings. Maybe I should have said that earlier. But then there's Citi, COF, Mattel. We saw what happened with Hasbro. Mattel's been moving actually pretty good today. Then Shutterfly, and then VeriSign. And I think VeriSign's another one, kind of like a service now, but even worse. VeriSign barely moves ever, rarely. But if it does, it's a low volatility one. So we haven't looked at the option chains, but that could be interesting. But that's pretty much it. And again, you guys, continuation plays, a lot from yesterday. Qualcomm, Twitter didn't do much, so I think that's still in the cards as well. We saw what happened with Disney and those contracts, and look for that move, stuff that went in the money. You want to wait for it to fall out. Those Disney contracts are a good example. I like Goldman Sachs really with that separate event, but a lot of these with earnings. I think Facebook, depending on how wild it gets and some of this guidance they're giving, is going to be very, very good. And how investors viewed it in the numbers in general were great. I love Facebook in general, so we will see. Tesla could be interesting. Premiums might drop a little bit, so watch after that, but it's going to be exciting. So be there pre-market, you guys. It's in the comments. It's in the descriptions. If you are going to leave, get the stream alerts. If you do not post your watch list, you are contributing to a less than exciting day. So actually, don't post the comments if you don't want the stream, man. I'll leave it at that. But guess what, guys? It's game time. Let's go!